This video is titled, What Men Don't Know About Marriage and the Point of No Return. I'm Larry Bellotta, and I lived 27 years in a marriage made in hell. But in the 28th year, I fell in love with my wife. We're continually married 34 years now and closer than ever. In those 27 years, I learned something that virtually no one knows about marriage. So with over 1,500,000 marriages dropping into divorce every single year, my video should be on your urgent list. If you're a man who's married, I just dare you to watch this video. And if you're a wife struggling to get your husband's attention about your feelings, then this is the video you want him to watch next. It's in 6 sections: introduction, content, confused, struggling, miserable, and the point of no return bog. These happen to be the steps a marriage goes through to end in divorce, and there's no mystery about it. It might take your marriage 3, 7, 27 years, but if you're ignorant of this, your divorce is very likely. To support this video, be sure to download the free report, My Single Biggest Mistake. It will give you the detail about what you can do to keep your marriage out of the point of no return. You know, your marriage starts, as all marriages do, with hope and contentment. These are good days, you know, and no couple wants to think it won't last forever. Sure, you might have arguments, but they don't last long. And both of you seem to be more in love after because, well, you forgive and you forget. Now, since men never take a course on women, things usually start going wrong. There's money troubles, job troubles, children get sick, daycare situations for 2 working parents, highly stressful. Older parents need care. Someone in the marriage starts demanding their space, and suddenly one of you falls to the confused level. Because women file over 80% of the divorces, this example shows what a woman goes through in falling to the point of no return. So on the confused level, a wife starts doing things to get her husband's attention because she has service needs, helping out at home, and emotional needs, like thoughtfulness, listening, and consideration. But husbands don't know much about her emotional needs and don't show much of an interest in this either. Husbands can't understand what the problem is, and they put up resistance. Many husbands simply just won't talk anymore, thinking their wives are creating conflict. So it's on this confused level that wives go looking for friends and other forms of relief. And then she begins another effort to get her husband to understand what she really wants, but she still doesn't get what she expects. The pressure is too much, and she falls another level. On the struggling level, there are good days and there are bad days for both. And this is where they silently agree to stop talking about touchy subjects that end in conflict. On the struggling level, the couple has to communicate around these issues as if they didn't exist, but of course they do. And the distance starts to grow. On the struggling level, friends and relatives might suggest marriage counseling, and depending on her beliefs, the wife might urge her husband to take that step. But if he resists, or the sessions go poorly, she drops to the miserable level. On this level, there are no good days for one spouse, the wife. Everywhere she looks, everybody's telling her that she needs to find her own happiness. And on the miserable level, a wife can easily see her husband's insensitive ways barricading her opportunity to be happy. And the resentment keeps building in her. But when he sees it, he thinks that by ignoring it, the situation will work itself out. And there's nothing he needs to do. If the wife in our illustration saw her parents' divorce in her childhood, she will believe divorce is a good solution to a problem she just can't solve alone. With no relief, no hope, and no success in her relationship that has by this time turned the couple into roommates or worse, she falls into the point of no return bog. Arriving here, she announces she wants to do something legal to end the marriage, and suddenly her husband jumps into panic mode. Once in that panic, he has no idea what he's doing, but he starts doing something. He searches the internet for advice on what to do. He has no clue his wife has been falling down these very distinct levels. And in his frantic state, he attempts dramatically caring behavior, but in the bog, his wife sees it as temporary and fake. And that's because his effort is driven by desperation rather than by love. What a husband does not realize is that his wife is in the point of no return bog. Now, this is a dark and foggy place. 1,000 yards across the bog is the bright light of hope that divorce will bring. And in the bog, a wife sees her children as her Brazilian kids will be just fine after the divorce. She imagines that life after divorce will be filled with happy times, happy children, financial security, and everything will work out just fine. This is her new hope. In spite of this vision, it's complicated, because the moment she arrives in the point of no return bog, her feelings for her husband are not completely dead. This tears at most women. And if we look inside her, we'll see she's really two entities. On the right side, she's still a caring, loving, forgiving, intelligent human being who wants a happy family, and husband included. But when we look on the left side, we see her chaos engine that is now throwing her into turmoil. And when this chaos engine takes over, she's cruel and defensive and blaming and selfish and inconsistent, and on one day she feels guilty, and another day she'll blame him for everything. She'll stay out till 4 in the morning, take off on personal vacations, spend money on whatever makes her happy. In the bog, she leaves most family duties to her husband to do, while she pursues the unrestricted life. The chaos engine has a life of its own, and leads husbands to say, "This is not the girl I married." Well, it's the engine that promises her a bright future if she can just get to the other side of the bog, where divorce will be final. In order for the trip to be completed, her chaos engine needs power. And the engine gets that power by connecting to the chaos engine in, of all places, her husband. He also is feeling the tension of the engine in him, and he can't turn his own off. The more her chaos engine runs, the more his runs. They actually power each other, and working together to create massive tension, they drive the wife across the bog to reach the snap line. It's called the snap line because this is the place in the bog where something just snaps. But once this line is hit, she'll feel nothing for her husband. After the snap line, she'll see him as a cold stranger. And once she hits the snap line, nothing can turn her feelings around. She's emotionally dead, and at worst, her husband is the enemy. At best, he's just the children's father, but nothing more to her. The time husbands call me is the day their wives fall into the point of no return bog. I teach men who are willing a course called It Only Takes One to Heal a Marriage. This is a wake-up call for husbands who have been asleep at the wheel. Husbands have never been taught anything about their emotions, and they never learned anything about women. This course teaches them about both. It would have been so much easier if a man would have taken the It Only Takes One to Heal a Marriage course when his wife initially fell to the confused level. It would have been so simple to create a great and fulfilling marriage for both of them. Even if he took the course when she reached the struggling level, it would have been a test, but their success would be almost guaranteed. If he took my course after she fell to the miserable level, it might have been difficult, but she would be still much easier to reach. So why do men wait till everything is a crisis? Well, I found over the years of working with men that they just do what their fathers did when it comes to marriage. It's my own conviction that if a man will get the course, It Only Takes One to Heal a Marriage, and do everything I teach, even though his wife has hit the point of no return bog, he still stands a good chance that he can reach her and turn off the chaos between them. It will be worth it to give her everything he's got, because he stands to literally change the entire history of his family. From a dark and painful story of divorce to a happy and fulfilling life with a woman he loves, a woman he understands, and finally, the only woman he really wants. That's when they can be great parents to happy and successful kids. Men, don't let your chaos engine keep you in the dark. If this video sounds very familiar, doing nothing now will lead to certain, desperate, and a lonely end. Instead, why not get It Only Takes One to Heal a Marriage course? Do it for yourself, do it for your wife, your kids, your finances, your future. But do it now. Thanks for watching. I'm Larry Bilotta.